Hey there, Tracy here with another video. Today I'm going to be doing a craft roulette process video showing you how I made this A9 card. You heard it right, A9 fairy bread. So our parameters were a thank you card, bread or toast, colors were 50s, and the random was brown paper. So I'm going to show you how I put all that together, and let's go ahead and jump in. Wait just a doggone minute. What am I doing with bread? Well, I thought it might be fun to make some texture with bread. So I've got kind of an off-white paper here, and I'm going to grab some white paint. I'm going to grab this little mat here so I can roll out some white paint onto it. And I'm grabbing just some regular acrylic paint. You can tell I don't use white very often because I can barely get it open. Let's squeeze a little bit out, and oops, too much, but that's okay. No big deal. So I'm just going to take my brayer and kind of roll that out. And here we go. We are going to texturize with the bread. And it's very hard to see. And what I'm trying to do is kind of get the impression of white bread. So it's kind of holy like that. And also, fairy bread is buttered. So kind of, I want that little bit of a yellow tone to it too. Now, at this point, I probably should have switched my bread to another area because I'm starting to get crumbs. But that's okay. I'm not mad, and I only end up using one piece anyway. But so that's our bread process, and here's our two pieces dry, and I'm trying to show you the texture, but it's really kind of hard to see because it's super subtle, and that was my point. I mean, you could go crazy with it. I'm going to trim this down to 4 1/4, so it's basically 4 1/4 square, and I'm going to trim them both down. Again, I'm not entirely sure I'm going to use both. At this point, I'm not even sure what size card I'm making, but once I get this done, I'm going for A9. So I'm using this little kind of notch punch to sort of just make the shape of the bread, and I'm just doing a rough shape. You can do this all with scissors if you want, but I'm going to be trimming down and just sort of getting a little bit wavy there with my scissors and kind of rounding these off a little, just adding a little bit of shape to the bread so it looks like a piece of bread. And then I'll take my corner rounder and I'll do the bottom corners. And there we've got a piece of bread. So I'm going to do brown paper, and let's see here, what brown do I want to use? I've got a dark brown here, but I don't feel like that's the right color for crust. So let's see if I can locate, and this is always the tricky part, if I can locate some craft paper, because that'll probably be just right. And there's one piece, so we'll work with that one piece now, and if I need a second piece, I'll cut some more. I like to grab from my cut paper first if I can. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down my little organic piece of bread to this brown and create my own crust. And I kind of want to round this off a little bit more. And I'll just glue that directly down. I really had a lot of fun making this card, friends, and we're using, some unconventional things. And here's the crazy part, is that I was going to use my Trinity Stamps toast, and I could not find it. I about lost my mind trying to find it. And it was where it was supposed to be the whole time. I just, for whatever reason, just did not see it. I don't know. Old people. So I'm just trimming super close, like about a 1/16 of an inch, because, bread isn't super heavy on the crust there. And I am meeting the brown paper requirement here. So just following that along, and there I've got my piece of bread. And so fairy bread, friends, is not toasted. So I am going to cut this into quarters, just like you would typically see fairy bread. And by the way, fairy bread is an Australian treat. I personally, the thought of it, but yeah, everybody has their own thing. I'm not a sprinkle lover, so that would probably be the main reason I wouldn't enjoy it. So now I've got my 4 triangles, and I've got a great size there. You can see that from my guide here in the middle of my mat that's already enough for an A2. And here I've got my shaker pops, and I've just mixed a bunch together. And this is sped up, but I am going to resin these bad boys on here. And the main reason for that is because I'm filling up my little bottle. I have a tendency to have accidents with glossy accents, but you could certainly do this with glue or glossy accents. And what I'm doing there is I'm just creating kind of a border, and I'm just doing the short cycle here, which I think is 30 seconds, to kind of just cure that little bit of a border that I made. And then I've got my little mixing cup, and I'm pouring some of my little sprinkles in there and mixing them with the resin. And this is the part that took the longest, was getting these spread out on the bread. So what's different from using resin versus pouring it on to something is it takes longer, because you got a dink with all these little balls, but it's okay because I love the way it came out, and I love that it was, done right away because I had put it under the lamp. So there's that, and we're just going to sit here and stare at the lamp for a minute. Okay, so I've got my first piece done. Now I'm going to work on the second pieces, and that's the reason I wanted to glue these together first, is because first of all, I didn't want to waste, my pop dot or my shaker pops, because I love my shaker pops. They're great for shaker cards. But at the same time, I only have that small space to work in instead of trying to figure out where it should go. So that's why they were glued together first. And that's also why I made the little border. And I'm just going to go ahead and mix up the rest of these. And I'm just mixing it with this cheap UV resin. So it's $20 for the kit on Amazon. And I'll have it linked down below. I'll have everything that I use linked down below. Everything that I can find anyway. So we'll go ahead and get that done. And so this is done and ready to go in a minute and a half versus, if I had done it on glossy accents or something, I would have probably thrown the project away. So I'm going to use my compass here, and I have this way sped up. I'm going to draw a circle, and that's a huge circle. So I do end up cutting it down, and you'll see that. But I'm going to create a plate here based on some that I found online. So I'm just kind of making that white center there. And then I'm going to add some shading, and I'm going to go with the gray here. And I'm just going to shade little areas around the inner part of that white that I made, and blend it out with my blending stump so that I've got sort of a plate simulation. And I'm going to go along the outside edges too. Gosh, I didn't realize my phone was right there. And I end up doing more to this plate. And, probably in hindsight could have left it alone, but I couldn't help myself. I wanted some of those atomic elements. And I don't have any stamps or anything that fit the bill for atomic elements. So here we have our toast on the plate, or not our toast, but our fairy bread. And I'm making my A9, which is basically you score an 8.5 by 11 piece in half at 5.5 and fold it in half. And that's what you do. So I'm going to use my Posca pens, and I'm going to draw some little elements on here. I wanted these. I need these stamps one of these days. I'm not even sure who has them, but I think they're cool. They're probably my favorite. Those little dingle ball stars. I don't know what you call them. But I'm using my 50s colors as in the parameters. So I've got some red, I've got some sort of pinkish coral, I've got turquoise, I've got yellow. And I'm trying to make those little weird moon-shaped things. Yeah, not very good at them, but that's okay. I'm still okay with it. It's a kid plate, right? I'm just going to do a bunch of little yellow dots with my yellow Posca. And then I'm going to throw a cat in. So I'm going to grab this little cat face from the Craft Roulette set and put it on my little stamping tool here. And I'm just going to stamp little black kitty faces all over it. So we've got a decorated plate because, you know, it's a special occasion to have fairy bread. And still my plate feels a little too big. So let me think that through. Let me look at the picture here because I also want to get the right perspective. And I mean, that's kind of hard to do with paper. But I think I'm going to go with red, a red table. I've seen plenty of red tables, and especially like in a diner. So I'm just going to cut this down to 5.5. And I'm just going to kind of lay it on here and position things where it kind of looks like it's sitting on a table. And that's where I decide that the plate's probably way too big. So I'm just going to glue this piece down, and I'm going to glue it kind of just askew like this. And I mean, the fairy bread fits perfect on the plate, but it's just the plate doesn't feel great on my table. So I'm just going to lower the circumference on my compass here. Let's get something else to draw with because my white pencil's not working anymore. And I'm just going to draw around so I can trim that plate down, and it'll be more like a little serving or sandwich plate, salad plate versus a dinner plate. Because that works too. And I'm not the straightest cutter, but that's okay. I'm just kind of blending out any of that pink marker or that pink pencil. Then I'll trim off these excess pieces here of my, I don't know, sort of table. Yeah, so I like the fit of that a little bit better. And I don't mind if the plate hangs off just a tiny bit because I will trim it. So I'm going to glue my plate down, and then I'll pop my toast up, or my fairy bread up. I'll get that straight. We know it's not toasted. I don't imagine how it would be if it were toasted. And this is just some fun foam that I've covered on either side with some scrapbook.com double-sided tape, just to make my life easier. And I'm just going to put these strips down. And friends, I do have this sped up, so please don't think I work this fast, because I certainly do not. But I wanted to fit within the parameters of length of time for a process video. And this will make it nice and sturdy, though it's very sturdy because it's, you know, of course it's got the resin on it, so there's that. And I ended up getting resin all over my hands. Typically, you should wear gloves and a mask when you're working with resin. I'm just a rebel. So I'm going to pull the backers off, and I'm not even going to put any glue on there. I'm just going to go for it and stick it down, and it's going where I stuck it. There's no way around it. So off camera, I cut out that thanks, and I have here this chrome pin, and so I do want to make a table edge. And although you probably really wouldn't see it if you're looking in that position on your table, but I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. And so I'm just masking off because I can't draw a straight line or even mask a straight line for that matter to save my life. I need to prime this pen. It's kind of neat though because it's chrome. And so I'm just going to make a line along the masked edge there, best I can, and then fill it in with the fatter end. So there's a fine tip and there's a bullet, or I don't know, a dot tip, I guess you'd call it. Okay, cross your fingers that it didn't leak under, and it did not, so I'm happy about that. Okay, so far so good. So I'm going to round off that corner, and then I'm just going to draw, like, you know, a little resemblance of a leg. And I'm going to do the thanks out of some yellow and black, I think. And this is a scrapbook.com die set, and it's just the perfect handwriting, I felt like. And it was a little too light of a yellow for me. So I came in with just a little bit of Gina K's lemon-colored ink and darkened it down a bit. It looks like I'm back to normal speed here. And then I've added off camera, I've added some shading there just with my charcoal pencils, my pastel pencils. My thanks is going to go here, but what I really want is it's still kind of plain. But check it out, friends. You think A9 card, oh my gosh, that's going to be a mess. I can't fill up that real estate. Oh, yes, you can. You see how it's done, and it's so, this is like a big thanks card. So I've got here the Card Cut Essentials #2 from Trinity Stamps and Sarah Liz. And I'm cutting out a bunch of these little fun shaped stars because I do have those. And now I just have to kind of decide how I want things to sit. And I'm not going to glue my thanks down yet because I'm not positive where I want it. And I'm going to grab my pick tool and I'm just going to kind of lay these stars down in groups of 3 mostly. Like you'd see in, old 50s, whatever, advertisements and stuff. So I'm just kind of going here and there and picking and choosing. I'm not necessarily putting any of the kind of darker turquoise on the light turquoise. I do end up doing a little bit of it just in the interest of I'm running out of colors. I could have probably done one more color, but I've got the hot pink, the red, and the yellow. So we'll do some right here. And I'm adding the green ones into the red. And I'll go ahead and speed this up a little bit because it's pretty repetitive. Just kind of adding, and then I'll put my thanks down. And let me grab my Pear Blossom Breast tea roller and kind of make sure I get it straight adjacent. It's kind of hard on a cursive when there's a high and a low on your first letter to get something straight, but that K there helps. So then I'll just continue adding these little stars and see how quickly our A2 card is filling up. I mean A2, A9. Words are hard. Okay, I think I want a little bit over there. And this is me just filling this thing up and using up all those little 4-pointed stars, which, I love. And then I'll add little dots that come in the die. And I'm just kind of doing them random as well. I'm trying to make sure that for the most part I don't have 2 colors next to each other. Sometimes there's no choice around it, but that's okay. It's still all okay. Let's get some down here. So I encourage you, if you haven't tried it, to try the UV resin instead of glossy accents or glue, especially if you're accident prone like me. And had I done that on glossy accents, I probably would have bumped it and wrecked it more than once and wasted my little dots, and I don't want to do that. So now I want to do the inside because I want to relate it to the fairy bread. So I'm going to add a little magnet here. I'm going to grab my tea roller, and I probably should have drawn a line. My brain, just honestly. Come on, tea, think. I was so upset when I couldn't find my toast this morning, and I said, okay, fine, I'll just hand make the toast. You know what? I did find it, and it was where it was supposed to be, but I don't know why. Anyway, so I'm putting, you're a very good friend, and with my terrible handwriting, just to kind of pull the inside to the outside, and that's the card. I hope you like it, and I hope you try the resin at some point. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out and watching me do my process video. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.